well, Guardiola's guys could win a domestic treble. They're a rare occurrence. The only other English side to achieve this was Arsenal ladies in 2007. But domestic trebles are a very rare occurrence in Europe's top leagues. Because of Paris Saint-Germain, because they've won a few recently, I thought to myself, oh yeah, teams dominate, and Rangers and Celtic are well versed in the domestic treble. Benfica did it in 2014, and of course they've dominated French football in the last few years. But other than that, it really is quite slim pickings in terms of it's one or two in like Ireland and one in Malta and Thailand, I think, as well. If you look at the list of teams, but it's I don't think Barcelona have ever won a domestic treble.
You'd expect it to happen a lot more with teams that dominate
Real
their
Madrid.
division, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So
with those two teams in particular,
so which makes it actually a huge thing because of Manchester City and the whole money and Guardiola and brilliant players and fantastic football and league titles and blah blah blah. You think, a domestic treble, is that a big deal? But it bloody well is.
With the Spanish clubs, it'd be a bit different though, wouldn't it? Because there's no sort of equivalent of the League Cup.
It's an excellent point, Jim. An excellent point.
So I mean, that's
a vital point, I would say. Yeah.
But
in fact, that probably is a good point. Why? Sorry, everybody. But still, Jim. It would be an achievement nonetheless.
Indeed, but I feel like if it weren't for everyone else being involved in a European final, this would look so bad for English football, wouldn't it?
If one team dominated and it was Manchester City
who managed to do it? Because however brilliant the playing staff, the manager, and the management staff are, obviously it's come from this huge financial backing that they've had, and I think it would be sort of a bit of a sad thing. And for that reason, I really want Watford to do this. Not that I have anything against City fans. If anyone's prone to getting upset. But I just think it's just more interesting, isn't it? If you have a club
more
like
than
Watford
understandable.
winning.
It's more than understandable.
You're allowed to say that without people getting us upset.
Yeah,
but it is going to be
future
interesting.
Twitter.
Well, speaking of the Champions League stuff like that, it's going to be interesting to see if UEFA have the stones to wield the banhammer when it comes to next season's competition. Probably not next season, but the season after. I get the feeling they've only had their hand forced by that. Was it a Portuguese hacker who managed to hack the accounts and send it to Der Spiegel?
Is that right?
I think that's how this all sort of came out, and so UEFA feel duty bound to do something about it because obviously, and then
is it Jose Mourinho? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
on Pep Guardiola.
I'll
show him.
He had great Wi-Fi in the Lowry. He really did. He was like Mr. Robot. He was going down like, we'll get in here. I will hide in a virtual basket.
Do you know what? Wouldn't that be brilliant if Mourinho became like a hacker?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't even know anymore.
Well, he's slagging off her. Did you see that interview with him recently when
about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Sort of saying that if you're too nice, you become a puppet.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
I mean, he is walled off and Statler combined, isn't he? Speaking of puppets.
He also the word thinly veiled or the word thinly veiled are often
doesn't really
used
work for him,
when talking with Mourinho. But he sort of implied, Pochettino and Klopp done good work. Yeah. I haven't won anything though, but they've done good work.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the new wing. Seems to be Juan Mata's Deansgate restaurant.
Oh right, yeah.
That's where Man City celebrated. I had a little Google on their website. God, I sound so old. I went on the website.
I want Jose Mourinho to teach you how to do these things.
16. Talk about brute force attacks. Come on. Tell me what the Luke Shaw macro is in computer hacking. 16 quid for 5 kinds of Spanish regional cheese. Yes, please. That's great value.
Is that good value?
That's great value.
Yeah.
That is great value.
Can we go? We're going to be in Manchester,
yes!
so we should go.
We should go to Juan Mata's family restaurant. Yeah.
I don't know what Spanish cheese is like. If it's anything like cheddar, I'm in.
I imagine though, if Mourinho is sort of staying up late, hacking through the night,
he's definitely staying up late.
Firstly, why he looks so just
terrible,
different now. Let's say diplomatically, he looks different.
I guess he's 15 years older than when he first arrived on the scene.
I suppose so. Yeah, you got that sort of special one interview look in your head. But it would explain why everything fell apart at Man United. If he's just too knackered to care about training,
he's
trying to hack into seats.
Who's the player who was accused of being rubbish? Because it was the Arsenal midfielder was accused of playing too much Fortnite.
Ozil.
He was
Mesut
Ozil. That's right. Yeah, he was because he was so good at his score was so insane. He had to be playing it constantly, pretty much. So
I see, naughty. But going back to the FA Cup final, though, I mean, Watford.
No.
if we could, they've never won a major trophy in their history, so they will create a piece of history. history all over the gaff.
Oh, watching those clips like Graham Taylor and the bus
Oh,
going
man.
from Watford, I was up for that. I'm
Yeah.
all in on this. Watford for me have to win to just
Well,
bring back a little bit of humanity to this awful domestic
they are-
season.
It's so unfair because Man City's fans suffered for so long.
I know.
Yeah.
And it could happen to anyone. And let's be honest, even a moneyed club, say like Arsenal, for example, if somebody came along, a billion. I mean, Pete, you've got a billionaire owner at Newcastle. How good it could be.
We have a billionaire owner, Marcus.
Sure,
I'd like
sure,
to remind you.
Sorry, but if suddenly funds were released and within FFP and all that kind of stuff, and Arsenal made some huge signings like Liverpool did with Alisson and Van Dijk, and you go close or much closer, or you win the league and whatnot, then
You can separate dirty money and a football team you enjoy watching and a football team you've supported. Because, like you said, at the end of the day, these guys and gals have been supported for a long time. They've supported them
in
when
the
they were
shadow
in
of
the
Manchester
tier and
United
stuff.
for so long.
Yeah,
haven't they?
massively, exactly.
But the fact remains is really, if the vast
It's a lot of
majority-
money, isn't it? It's a lot of money,
the
though, isn't it?
vast majority of neutrals will surely want Watford to win because,
Yeah.
again, as you say, it's like Paris Saint-Germain. I got nothing against them. I don't want them to win all three. I don't
Yeah.
want them to win.
Well, it's purely because you want the league to stay interesting, doesn't it?
course
If
you
you get
do,
to a point
yeah.
where you've got teams like doing trebles every season, as it almost got to the point with PSG, it must be so sort of like disheartening
Yeah.
as like a Lille fan.
Well, look in
Because you're like,
Scotland,
"Oh, God."
it's kind of like anyone but Rangers or Celtic, probably.
Yeah.
Well, Celtic these days, of course. But the game itself, I mean, yeah. So Watford, they lost to West Ham, meaning they finished 11th rather than 10th in the league. But they had a good season. They reached 50 points. And Gracia, he said that this season's been a success. It doesn't hinge on the FA Cup final. And of course not. In fact, reaching an FA Cup final is another piece of evidence to suggest that they have had a very good season.
Well, also as well, it's the first time in their recent Premier League era where they've actually had a bit of stability, and they've given Gracia a long contract, and he's done well, and that's been immediately rewarded with that sense of togetherness being there, which incredibly Watford have never really lacked, have they? Despite changing managers so much,
I know what you mean.
They
It's an
do
odd
feel
one.
like a very sort of together club. I suppose you've got players like Troy Deeney there, and like Holovas as well. It's been there for a while, and they seem very, very focused and together. And I would love for that to pay off. I would love for them to sort of get that tangible reward of all the hard work that has gone into making Watford the club they are at the moment. Because they're not a club that have regularly been in the Premier League, but they
No.
feel like part of the furniture now.
No,
Yeah.
they do.
And the FA Cup have seen kind of romantic wins like this. I mean, admittedly, it was the 90s and the 80s, but
Well, Wigan.
Wigan and
yeah, Wigan.
I mean, Wigan
Arsenal.
is.
Portsmouth.
Who could forget Arsenal beating Aston Villa 4-0?
Exactly, yeah.
What a fairy tale. But you're right, it has been slim pickings really since the turn of the century. Wigan is the obvious one. And I mean, but the thing is, when Portsmouth won it, it was that game at Old Trafford. But in the final, they were expected to win, and they had spent a few quid, as it would turn out. A few quid too many, apparently. But yeah, so Watford, they've lost their last 3 games, which makes me think that they have had not just an eye, but 2 eyes on the final,
Yeah.
which is more than understandable. The good news is Holobas can play.
Yeah,
sending off-
You don't
I'm really
often
glad that was
see
overturned.
it was a weak decision, I thought, in many ways. But when do you ever see a successful red card appeal on the eve of the
Yeah.
FA Cup final? Come on,
Especially
that's
so
narrative,
quickly
surely.
as well. Normally
Yeah.
they're like, well, we're on holiday for 2 weeks, so there's nothing we can do.
We're playing a friendly in the US.
Yeah. Well, Gracia made an interesting point talking about Premier League sides making the European finals and whatnot. And he said we're the only Premier League side outside the top 6 to have made a final this season because the League Cup was, of course, Man City and Chelsea, and then you've got the European finals and whatnot, which shows you again Watford's achievement as well.
Do you see them winning it? I worry that City are so machine-like, as we've touched on many times, that
Yeah, I mean-
that they'll comfortably
Pep
win it.
has mentioned the domestic treble a few times, so you do sort of think, well, it's in his head. He wants.
Oh
it.
yeah, he
So-
always.
Oh,
wants to do it,
Zinchenko was
doesn't he?
saying it's just as important for the title. I think that's the thing with Guardiola. What a part of his genius is to keep the players hungry, to keep the players full of desire, and almost to make all these trophies matter in such a way that it's remarkable. And only a handful of managers can really do that. Ferguson was obviously brilliant at Manchester United, the obvious one as well. I can see Watford putting up a bit of resistance and playing well, but they'll lose probably maybe 1 goal, perhaps 2, something like that. They'll put a very respectable showing, have the odd little chance here and there, but I can't see them getting past Man City.
Keep it tight first 10. It's
Well,
practically a home match, guys.
I'm pleased Capue's going to be playing. I mean, I know he started against West Ham, so it was pretty obvious he was going to be fit for the final. He had a groin injury recently. But Watford's player of the season, he's had a brilliant year.
Yes, he has.
He's a solid player. They'll need him. What about Aurelio Gomez? Likely to start for Watford as he's been their cup keeper. All his 7 appearances have come in the Cups this year. And he said in March he was 99% sure he'd retire this summer. But then Grassi was saying, I'm not sure if he's going to retire. We'll have to wait and see on that one.
Is he trying to sort of trick him?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's
no,
basically...
actually, you meant next year. Cause
Yeah.
I can't be asked to get another goalkeeper in. So come on.
You're a good laugh. The players like you. You're a great number 2. To be fair, it's not a bad thing to be.
It's a pretty sweet gig, isn't it?
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
if you get the FA Cup run as well.
Well, if you
but
get
that
the final.
said, though, like winning it would surely be the way to go out.
It would be.
I mean, it's very much not up to him unless it's a 89th minute header, isn't it?
Yeah, we have seen Gomez make the odd little error and whatnot.
Yeah, well, I'm
Let's hope that
interested in
doesn't
this
happen,
as well.
assuming he starts.
I'm interested in this because there are parallels with Peter Cech playing his last game.
Yeah.
Potentially against Chelsea if he starts, which I'm sure he will. And I wonder, would that just be too nerve-wracking? Or would you be too sort of so focused you're not focused almost? You're too busy focusing on being focused, so you're not actually looking at what's going on around you.
Have you seen his drumming?
Yeah.
Have you heard his charity single with the fella from Queen?
No.
Oh, it's awful. lot of drums. Drums are very high in the mix, let's say.
Yeah, but
for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But you have to remember with Czech though, he did play in the Champions League final for Chelsea when they were well under the cosh.
Oh yeah, but I mean the last game thing, the emotion of it. Like it could be that Gomez plays like a man possessed, and he just won't let anything pass.
So I think in the terms of Czech, I think he's that long in the tooth and that experience. He would be able to kind of block that out and just focus on the game. Gomez, I'm not so sure.
Imagine how bad his helmet smells now. I'm presuming he just uses the same one every day.
Yeah.
Presumably he washes it though. Deary me.
Just saying, he just takes it off and goes, sets fire to it ceremoniously. Goodbye, hat.
Doesn't need it anymore, does he? He just wears it because he feels like he likes the protection of it.
Yeah, that's peace of mind.
I would very much like to see old school kind of 1950s FA Cup final style. Watford Junction to Wembley Central is, I think,
it's close.
It's like 10 minutes maximum. 12 minutes.
As you say, it's like a home game.
It's like a home game.
Vicarage
if they just
Road.
all just get on the train together, that'll be like narrative and romance, and we don't need the big money. We can just get on a train.
Where's Elton?
Where's Elton? Then Elton could be driving. Elton can be in the cab, doing songs over the intercom. Come on.
They call Vicarage Road Little Wembley, don't they?
I think the BBC's coverage leading up to the game starting about now, actually. So they'll probably a little.
Oh, is that right?
Okay,
covering
right.
that.
Yeah, cool.
They're right. Yeah, I've missed that cover. That's what I was saying at the start. I mean, Man City have played Watford twice this season, beat them 2-1 and 3-1. So not hammerings, but I mean, Watford, they concede a fair few. They've conceded 59 in 38 league games, which ranks them as the 13th best defence in the league.
Not an accolade.
Yeah.
You want? I'm not really sure.
I think once you get
what do
past
you
10th, you shouldn't use the word best. You should use worst.
Imagine what we
I've
might
been
see
generous.
I'm the
there.
13th best lover in this town, ladies.
in this bar.
To be fair, if you were in this Weatherspoon, if you were
At
talking
this
about
Christmas
London,
meal.
if you were talking about London, I mean that wouldn't be too shabby.
No, it wouldn't be too shabby.
Yeah,
No.
but you're not. So I mean, we fancy. We want Watford, but we fancy Man City.
Yeah, I think that's the consensus. And obviously, that's not to begrudge City if they win it, because if they win it, they'll deserve it. But,
Speaking of discarding filthy parts of pieces of clothing,
Don't have to do this now.
Pep Guardiola, is he going to get rid of that card? Will he see this
Yeah.
cardigan for the last time
do
this
you
season?
think it is one cardigan, or if it's a series of cardigans? Cardigi.
The cardigan.
Like if
The cardigans.
Yeah, if you were to open his wardrobe, would it just be the same thing over and over again? Because they're
Maybe,
so
yeah.
methodical, aren't they, City? It wouldn't wouldn't surprise me. Maybe the
What,
kit man's in charge of
Well,
that.
do you reckon he's got one for the first half, one for the second half? Because he always takes it
Maybe.
off when the chips are down. He always takes his filthy cardigan off. It just looks so bobbly.
It does
It just
look
look.
bobbly.
It looks like is the Brazilian man. I'm terrible with memories.
Cheech?
The Brazilian,
Cheech?
the
Dunga.
Brazilian. It was Dunga, wasn't it? Whose daughter used to design clothes. So he used
I
to put them
thought
on.
you,
Oh,
I thought
that's
you were
right,
going to say
yeah.
that he had a sort of bobbly face. And it reminded
Well,
you
he's
of
very
that.
stubbly. That's going to collect fluff, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it.
Yeah.
I guess it does. We're all covered in microfibers, aren't we?
We are.
Some of us eat them, Jim. So Guardiola, speaking of which, he won the Manager of the Season award
Yeah.
at the LMA Awards for the Premier League, which you'd expect.
Yeah, I think that was going in
Apparently
one
big-
of two places, depending on the last day.
Big plot by a
wasn't
vote, I assume.
it?
But the Manager of the Season award for all the leagues, LMA Manager of the Season, was Chris Wilder.
Yes.
Sheffield United's Chris Wilder. Wonderful.
That one. Luke has emailed in. Hi guys,
Luke.
I sent this. Oh
I am
God. Oh,
currently
God.
sitting on the veranda in Santorini.
That's what he does. He's a lifestyle blogger now. Hi guys, sent this email a fair few weeks ago, but I guess you must have missed it, and that explains why you've had to resort to reading out an email about a guy who listens to the pod at the gym sometimes, and an email from a bloke who knew another bloke who won the lottery once. That's a dig. Basically, he's put together 11 Elton John songs, 11 Watford players.
Here we go.
Mashup.
Here we go.
So
How dare he?
you can be the
criticise
judge.
our content.
Luke
and
can
then
be.
do that.
You can be the judge of Luke's content here. I guess that's why they call it Will Hughes. Beautiful. That's
good.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
All right,
That's fair.
I'm in.
Don't let the sun go, Gomez, down on me.
Poor.
No, bear in mind, he's got a.
He's got a limited pool of
Yeah,
players. He
I
can't pick
suppose
loads
so.
of players.
And
Don't-
I mean, if you pronounce it Gomes, to give him a hand.
Don't go breaking my Janmaat.
Yeah, good.
Surely don't go breaking Jan, Matt.
Don't go breaking Janmaat. You got to have my in there. Otherwise, it doesn't really make any sense. Philadelphia Freedom. Philadelphia Freedom.
Carry on.
Troy Deeney and the Jets.
Yeah, yeah. Well, fine.
Goodbye, Yellow Brick Navarro. He's front loaded these. Isaac Circle at Life.
Wow.
Goodbye, yeah.
Wow.
Not even a
Luke.
full 11. Are you having that, Luke, from Western Supermed? You think that's good enough? You had 2 weeks to come back with more as well, but you haven't.
And yet it still made it into the show.
Unbelievable, yeah.
He's had a super mare. Hasn't he?
Martin chimed in with a little screen capture of Gabby Agbonlahor swearing in the comment section of the Sky Sports official Instagram account when they put out the video of Mike Dean. I'm sure we'll get onto it later on. Gabby Agbonlahor swearing, Mike Dean equals fuck, or something like a swear emoji.
Sort of like Slipknot style.
Only Mike Dean can judge me.
Yeah.
Hello to O.M. Bailey. Hello all. The other day, while looking for something else, I stumbled across a fascinating resource on the Premier League website. The official names of the colours of the kits of every Premier League team. Home kits, away kits, third kits, outfield and goalkeeper shirts, shorts and socks. Many of them are workaday colours of the rainbow and the like, but some of them are rather more intriguing. Did you know that the official colours for these different away kits and home kits, Bournemouth's third kit shirt is composed of beach glass and marine.
Nice.
Chelsea line up at Stamford Bridge in rush blue with pimento red trimming,
Ooh.
except their goalkeeper, who sports a Technicolor dream coat of green strike, green spark, and hard punch.
Does he say what Arsenal's mint green away kit is? I'm going to go with
No,
Hell Mint.
helmet. No, off-brand faced chocolate chip mint colour. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like that.
Faithful Chelsea supporters following their team away from home, however, may be lucky enough to see them take to the field in Ocean Bliss and Celestial Teal. Celestial Teal.
Oh, this is lovely.
Celestial
Oh.
Teal. Sounds like an NFL player. On the latter occasion, goalkeeper Jonas Lursel appears as a veritable vision in hibiscus. Shirts, shorts, and socks, all 100% hibiscus.
Nice.
Thought Mike Ashley was a Neanderthal, Pete. Then how come his magpies ply their trade away from home in peacoat and pomegranate stripes and shorts of whisper white?